another Slay the Spire stream. I'm your host, Vegetablebread, and today we're just gonna be doing some rotation through Ascension 20 characters, just starting out with the Watcher. Sometimes on this stream, we start the stream with the Watcher and then we're done because it took 4 hours. So we'll see if it's like that today. Potential boss elite swap on, or elite snipe on this guy. Don't really need elite snipes too much on Watcher. Watcher's pretty capable of handling herself. We actually have a potential double elite snipe on the left. Now, if you're running into 4 question marks, your chance of getting the snipe is fairly low. Let me look this up here. Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's 30% chance, but 30% chance for a double elite snipe is pretty insane. And we get 3 elites in the axe, so we're not slouching there. Yeah. We potentially only ever fight the easy pool. These could be easy pool fights. And then we go kill Hexaghost. Seems great. Okay. First fight's in the bag. Meditate on a floor 1 is normally something I'm a little bit afraid to take because I want to take an attack. So I'm able to kill Gremlin Knob. Not a huge concern here since we're getting probably at least 1 snipe. But it is something worth considering. It's an 88% chance of at least 1 snipe. 30% chance of 2 snipes. So I will grab a Meditate. There's a lot of good stuff with Meditate. Even if you're trying to put together a combo, Meditate will help you find the combo. If you're doing pressure points or something, helps you find your pressure points cards. If you do have establishment, you can decost your deck. It's also just a call mentor. We are going to be at very high life if we're sniping 2 elites. Relative to where we could be, so we definitely have some health to play with. So we're going to reach here probably at least 3 times. Alright, 2 for Fossilized Helix. Excellent. Still no fights. There is a shop later. There's a shop here. And I think we probably want the money. We're still not, like, low on health. We're not guaranteed the elite snipe, but it's very likely that we're getting at least 1 now. So I think our health is a little bit spendable. Just 1 more question mark to get through before we're guaranteed a double snipe. Ooh, a free relic. Oh my goodness. Spire, you shouldn't have. Wow, what a crazy start. This is like among the best starts I've ever seen. We're on floor 4 and we have 4 relics. I mean, this one doesn't really count, but still. Okay, this one is a fight, so we're not getting a double snipe, it's just a single snipe. But that's fine, to be honest. Sands of Time is a really good combo with Meditate. You can like get Sands of Time down to costing 0 and then play it and meditate. Get it back, play it again. Sands of Time is also good with Establishment if you want to decost it at double the rate. Other things that are good with Retain, what's that card that gives you a block based on how many cards are in your hand? That one's good with Retain stuff because you just have a bunch of cards in your hand. Also here's Fear No Evil. Fear No Evil is quite nice. It's another Call Mentor. That'd be 3 Call Mentors, which is kind of a lot. So I think I like taking Sands of Time here. Blow people up. Alright, here's our free elite. Ooh, a Bird Faster. Okay, so we're gonna pick some powers, and right off the bat, here's one of the best powers for Watcher. Okay, well, I guess we don't. Not gonna complain about that. Sure, I'll take the power. Health though is probably fine for fighting 2 elites. Like 40. We heal for 2 per fight. I think we can afford to upgrade our Sands of Time. Get 6 extra damage on that. That's quite a bit. Okay. Well, Fossil Helix is going off this turn. Nothing we can do about that. So we might as well play the attack cards that we've got. Defend Plus is great this turn. I think Defend is good too. I think we're just going to triple Defend, take 2. We can't get lethal, and we're kind of waiting on Sands of Time to be good. It would be nice if we could Sands of Time and then meditate it. I guess we can with a coin. But we're not killing him, which is kind of a big breakpoint. How about we triple defend and then plated steel? Because there's a strike here, right? Yeah, so strike Sands of Time kills him next turn. So let's block it out. We could coin meditate something too. This miracle's not going to be good at any time in the future, particularly. Yeah, so I think I do like Miracle Meditate on a Defend Plus. So next turn, we're going to be in Calm. We go into Eruption, we stay at 3 energy, play Sands of Time for 2, and then we can't play Vigilance. That doesn't seem good. So I guess we're probably just like Sands of Time striking next turn. So there's not really any point in meditating. No, we're going to Vigilance strike next turn, and then the following turn we'll Sands of Time. Okay. So there's no point in meditating. Okay, we have lethal for him next turn with a 1-mana Sands of Time. We don't need this defend. Okay, kill him, block out, and who's the next target? He's 39. Pretty unlikely that we're gonna do 33 damage next turn. I think it's pretty unlikely we're gonna do 38 damage over 2 turns though, so I think we're trying to pick this sentry out before he attacks twice. Is where we're at. We need 2 defends, but I won't turn down the strike. Okay. Unfortunately, we're shuffling and getting our meditate at the same time. I guess we don't need it. It's not very helpful. Okay, we did get Sands of Time. So we can kill this guy, but that's not particularly useful right now. So we're taking 6. Okay. We'll just decost this. No reason not to. I don't think I want that. Exhausting these days seems okay. No, we're probably not shuffling again. Let's just get some better cards. Hey, there's Meditate. So I guess kill you and go get Sands of Time back. Maybe we should have taken the Defend Plus back. Maybe that was better. Sands of Time does 26. These do 12. That's 38. Not quite enough. If we get rid of this and get a strike, we get lethal. Wait, that's not true. We need 8 damage. How many defensive cards are there in there? 3 defense and a vigilance. So let's just look for those. Alright, I found them. And might as well Sands of Time. No reason to hold it now. If there's a meditate, there isn't. If there was a meditate, we should have held the held all 3. Okay, so we finally get to use the Miracle, so we're going to Vigilance, and then Miracle Meditate the Vigilance back to make sure we don't take damage next turn. Didn't end up mattering. Okay. Not too bad. I think we only took the 6. Deva Form? It's a power, so we heal for 2 when we play it. Worship gets Retain. A lot of our cards say Retain currently. Meditate and Sands of Time. Worship is also pretty good with Meditate, because you can, like, play Worship and then meditate it back, and then play it again to go into Divinity. I think I like Deva Form, though. Gremlin Horn, excellent. Alright, another Lagavulin. We would like to play a bunch of powers before we wake him up, ideally. We're getting all of our attacks this turn. Yeah, we want to play powers and decost Sands of Time, so definitely not waking him up now. And that Deva Form. Keep Sands of Time to start it decosting. I guess we'll use Vigilance to enter Calm. Don't really need to meditate this turn. And he's waking up either way, so we might as well do some damage. We really want Eruption here. I guess Meditate on Sands of Time is pretty good. Okay, we got Eruption and Sands of Time and Meditate, so we are hitting him really hard. He can't hit us because we have our buffer up, so we don't care that we're in Wrath mode. That's a perfect Lagavulin. Neat. Watcher's good. Signature move is kind of nice with Deva Form. I don't really need that. We've already got Sands of Time, so... mostly just looking for like card draw and stuff now. Yeah, I don't think any of these are necessary. Our only attack card is Sands of Time, but Sands of Time is such a boss that I think that's fine. Membership card. It's not super useful right now. It is actually fairly significantly expensive for a membership card. Usually membership cards cost negative money. In this case, double the cost is 330, and we are 46 short of that, so it costs effectively 46 gold measured in current gold. It'd be 23 measured in after membership card gold. So we'll do that. Cheapest relic in the game. Okay, so we got 117 left. Membership tiny. What do you see that's tiny? Oh, tiny chest. Yeah, I guess we could do that. We probably will be wanting to go to a lot of Act 2 chests. I suspect that Oddly Smooth Stone is going to be better than Tiny Chest. So Tiny Chest is probably going to proc once over the course of the run. So if I'm picking Oddly Smooth Stone over Tiny Chest, I guess what I'm saying is that Oddly Smooth Stone is better than a random relic later relative to the opportunity cost of the later question mark event. Which I'm not sure that I agree with. Oddly Smooth Stone is good, but a random relic can be much better. Right? A random relic could be like Incense Burner or like Tungsten Rod or something. Could be like significantly better than Oddly Smooth Stone. But Oddly Smooth Stone is fine. It's better than like a, you know, what is Oddly Smooth Stone better than? Is Oddly Smooth Stone like among the worst relics? Surely not, right? Hold on, I have to look up relics. Find the ones that Oddly Smooth Stone is better than to justify my decision. Maybe I'm changing my mind. Maybe Tiny Chest is better than Oddly Smooth Stone. We might even get Tiny Chest to proc twice, That's definitely possible. Yeah, actually almost all relics are better than Oddly Smoothstone. Ceramic Fish is probably worse. Dreamcatcher is worse. Mawbank is worse. The Boot is worse. I think every single uncommon is better, with the possible exception of Darkstone Parapt. Darkstone Parapt is so bad. Maybe Mercury Hourglass is worse. Sometimes if you get an egg really late, it's totally worthless, and one of the Tiny Chest relics would come like towards the end of Act 3. So that's fairly useless. A late question card is also fairly useless. Dead Branch can be bad. I don't think this is one of those situations where Dead Branch is bad, but it can be. Late Prayer Wheel, fairly useless. I guess what we're saying. I mean, Oddly Smoothstone is good, but I think I'm coming around to the perspective that Oddly Smoothstone is actually not very good. Like, I think if you pick a random relic, it's generally better than Oddly Smoothstone. Like Art of War, significantly better. Damaru, that's better. Strawberry maybe is worse. Strawberry is probably worse. Preserved Insect is significantly better. Pantograph is way better. Matryoshka? Trying to pronounce that better. Matryoshka. Matryoshka might be worse. Kunai is probably better. Mummified Hand would be amazing. Right? There's just lots of really good relics. I think maybe getting a random relic is better than Oddly Smoothstone. We don't get any tremendous value out of dex scaling. What is our defensive plan? Honestly, it's probably Talk to the Hand, which gets no value from Oddly Smoothstone. So yeah, let's take Tiny Chest. Okay, that's all assuming we can afford like Tiny Chest card remove or something, which we can exactly afford. It's a message. It's exactly all of our money. Okay, let's do it. Slay the Spire is trying to speak to me. And it's saying, get more relics. It's funny, we're getting an easy pool fight on floor 12, right? So like super late. We've already done 3 elites for this easy pool fight, but they're still hurting us. I can't stop them. Little jerks. Alright, what we're going to do is play Defend and then Miracle Out Devaform. It seems like Devaform wouldn't be very useful in such a short fight, and it's not. But what is useful is the 2 health that it heals me. Are you serious? They're just always attacking. What the hell? I guess this blocks for 8. Split this guy. Why not? And we're looking for Foresight before we kill him. Yeah, okay, cool. Got a little bit of health back. Kind of got dunked on by those little guys. Conclude's really good. I don't have any AoE. AoE is really good for Act 2. Just Lucky's okay. Just Lucky bulks up our scrying, which we have some of from Foresight. If we find Weaves or something. Second copy of Sands of Time. Probably not what we're looking for. It is neat to have 2 of them, though. Bam, bam. We're just taking Conclude here. Hey, look, it's Conclude's fight. Alright, we're getting weakened, so Conclude is not going to be like a automatic kill here. We're playing Foresight, Vigilance, Coin, Defend. Because we can't strike anybody to death. We could strike somebody to set them up for Conclude. This is 12 to all, so that's going to turn into 8 to all. So if I strike somebody now, I could strike like this guy and he'd go to 8. I suppose that's fairly persuasive. We don't really need Foresight. No, I think we're skipping... yeah, we are skipping the Foresight. Okay. Trying to save the barrier. Yeah, if we get Eruption, that's true. Yeah, we did get Eruption conclude. It's actually a little bit disappointing. I was hoping to sort of wheel back to some powers and heal. But I'm definitely not going to skip a... end the fight. This fight's hard. Alright. Reach Heaven has a retain card. If we take Reach Heaven, we are looking for ways to enter Divinity. Because, like, Sands of Time and Through Violence, those are some big old chunky attacks. If you can go into Divinity, you can kill bosses with that. Bowling Bash is nice. Good for knocking down birds. We need some card draw to go with our Deva form. Flying Sleeves has Retain. Got a lot of Retain synergy stuff with no actual, like, Retain synergy. We just got a bunch of cards that say Retain on them, so it's kind of useless. Reach Heaven is kind of not what we want. Since we have the Deva form, we kind of want, like, a bunch of cards that cost 1 and say draw on them, right? Like, we want 7 copies of Cut Through Fate, basically. Reach Heaven is kind of the opposite of that. It, like, you have to draw it twice, and all it does is some damage. So like we're skipping. Oh my goodness, another one of these fights. We're gonna be weak again. Oh boy. Okay, well I guess there's nothing to do but block out. Actually, if we triple defend, we still take he still takes the buffer. I guess we could quad defend. But then he takes the buffer and we still get hit for 5. We could speed pot. Speed pot triple defend and blocks out. Hey Guitar, how's it going? I don't really need to save the speed pot for Hexaghost. It would be nice if we lost exactly 1 health in this fight. Losing 1 health would mean that we go past the Hexaghost breakpoint. Oof. Well, that hurts. Crap. We are guaranteed Eruption Conclude next turn. But we have no block, so Buffer takes his damage and we take 20. A little bit more than I was asking for. We do get to heal. Foresight. Yeah, we had a really good like early Act 1. We picked up Meow's Lament, and we had the possibility for a double snipe. We had the 4 question marks and then 2 elites. One of the question marks was a fight, but 2 of the question marks were relics. We got a Fossilized Helix and a Warpaint from these 2 question marks. So kind of an insane start, and we got 3 elites before we finish our easy pool. It's been going well. We got a membership card from the shop. Alright, well there's not really any point in doing anything other than this. So that puts him down to, concludes damage with Eruption. I guess we'll meditate just for fun. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I took 2 extra damage for doing that. We could have already Eruptioned on him. There's our first cut through fate. Baby's first cut through fate. Our third option for a Sands of Time. Can we turn some of these into talk to the hands, please? Yeah, I'll take a cut through fate. Sure. Got the Deva form. We're at 28, which is not a great health total, but not terrible either. I'm pretty happy with it. If we heal for 35, we would go to 73, and then Hexaghost would destroy us on turn 2. Oh, we can't go to 73, just kidding. But still. Okay, so I think we're smithing, and Meditate has a really big upgrade. Eruption upgrade is nice, although I don't usually upgrade Eruption at the end of Act 1, because at the end of Act 1 you can find Snecko Eye, and then you like upgrade Eruption and then immediately unupgrade it, which is sad. I think this deck would take a Snecko Eye. We have Deva form, so. Conclude gets a bit of an upgrade. Conclude has very high drawn played rate, so the upgrade's fairly meaningful. Same's true with Meditate, though. Cut Through Fate digs a little further into the deck. I think we're going to go with Meditate. Hopefully we find an establishment. That'd be fun. Alright. Foresight Vigilance seems like a clear play here. I guess we could have coined out a strike, but didn't seem necessary. We need to block this turn for 18, so Conclude's not really helping us with that. Triple defend is. Alright, I'm gonna need that Deva form soon. Oops, I'm gonna restart the fight and not forget to Liquid Bronze here. Obviously. Should we Miracle at the strike with a Bottled Miracle in hand? No. Next turn we're going to need the Bottled Miracle for Deva form, Cut Through Fate stuff. I guess we just need it for Miracle Defend. Oh wait, that was useless. Crap. Because he just took our buffer for 1 health. We have Meditate Conclude, which I did not think about. 2 end of turn effects in the same hand. Oh yeah. Yep. So every time you pass a point where your health is divisible by 12, he gains an additional 1 times attack on his turn 2 thing. So actually, like, being at 23 is better than being at 26, for example. Assuming you can't block all the damage from turn 2. Although at 26 you could probably block all the damage because it's only 18, but when you cross that boundary, right, it seems like every health is worth 1 health, right? But in the context of Hexaghost, health totals that are evenly divisible by 12 are actually worth -5 health, because he hits you for 6 more on turn 2, assuming you can't block. Let's play these 2, and then I guess strike Conclude. Unless we want to meditate something. We could meditate a Cut Through Fate, try to go off a little bit next turn. Actually, wait, is he, does he attack next turn? Because I might want to do Eruption Sands of Time next turn. Let's keep Eruption on the table. He's only attacking for 6, so let's go get him. Yeah, we got Meditate to end the turn too. You said, are you saying the deck seems slow? Yeah. So the deck seems slow, but then you Eruption Sands of Time on people. It doesn't seem slow anymore. Yeah, the plan is Daviform Cut Through Fate, basically. So you just, that's like the scaling plan, right? That's how you that's how you win long fights. For short fights, our plan is like Eruption Conclude, basically, at the moment. We don't really need Meditate as our first card in our hand. It's kind of rough. We need to get there pretty soon, so let's keep all the damage. Getting close. I think we're hoping to kill him this turn. What's the last card? Last card is Cut Through Fate. Strict Cut Through Fate gets there. I don't care. Okay. Second Daviform? What do you do if you get a second Daviform? I think a second Daviform is a liability. Because the first Daviform, you'll find it in the long fight, and the second Daviform is going to show up in all your hallway fights and ruin your hand. Vault kind of says 5 mana draw 3 cards, or draw 5 cards. Actually, Vault is way better than that in the context of Daviform, because it's like draw 5 cards, gain 10 energy sometimes. So I imagine it's probably Vault. Vault helps out our Cut Through Fate, or Sands of Time as well, and helps block in hallway fights. It would be our third end your turn effect, which is really irritating, because we have a Conclude and a Meditate. So the way that end your turn affects stacking your hand is really not good. We've already had that come up a couple times. So I'm a little bit afraid of Vault. Spirit Shield is good if you've got a bunch of Retain cards, which we kind of do. Got Meditate Plus and Sands of Time. So I could see myself taking Spirit Shield. Spirit Shield is also good with card draw, and Daviform is good with card draw. A lot of the time, though, Spirit Shield just blocks for like 12 or something, and paying 2 energy to block for 12 is like pretty unimpressive. If you can block for 27, it feels great, but even then, like, it's not blocking for 27 doesn't block the heart, and it requires so much setup. But you know, if we have like a 10 energy heart turn, spending 2 of that energy to block for 27 is a great part of the turn. But I think it's probably Vault, because like thinking back on times when I've fought the heart as a Daviform deck in the past, it's like you really need to draw your Daviform on turn 1, and then like you have a lot of trouble trying to set up Daviform on other turns, and then like by the time your Daviform has ticked a couple of times, like the heart's on his second cycle, and you're like, oh no, I'm not scaling up fast enough to win this fight. So we could try to fix that by either taking a second Daviform and trying to guarantee that we get a Daviform turn 1 and letting us scale up twice as fast, or we could try to fix that by picking a Vault and being able to take multiple turns in a row, which helps our Daviform scale up, and also drawing more cards to help us find the Daviform. I think I'm leaning towards Vault because Vault is better against hallway fights, which is probably a bigger problem for us right now than the heart. All right. We can go Mega Relics and get the membership card Tiny Chest into Calling Bell. Get all the relics. We don't have any curse mitigation. Although Cut Through Fate is kind of curse mitigation, right? Because you can just draw past your curses. So that's not too bad. Seems like a pretty good idea. Holy Water is the only energy relic here. Helps us get Devaform up and running quickly and easily. And Astrolabe is sort of a very reliable card. Get rid of all of our strikes. Get some hopefully better stuff. Maybe energy manipulation, maybe card draw. Hard to say exactly what it'll be, but it'll probably be better than strikes, which will make the deck better. As much as I like Calling Bell, getting rid of the last 3 strikes seems really good. We could also get like an Establishment or something that would be really broken. I hate that they just go away. Why do they go away so quickly? Alright, so we've got Rushdown, Fear No Evil, and Omniscience. A little bit of stance changing stuff going on. Now we've got a Meditate and a Fear No Evil, in addition to our Vigilance to Intercalm. So maybe we could find a Tantrum. Tantrum makes all these cards really good. Tantrum lets us draw a bunch of cards with Rushdown. We've got stance exits. Omniscience helps us play Devaform twice. We could play Omniscience on like Sands of Time for lethal maybe, in hallway fights. No Establishment. Rushdown Plus is quite good, especially with the Birdface Urn. Pretty happy to see that. We need more Wrath Enters, though, now. Wrath Enters are a big source of our card draw now, with Devaform. We might be looking for Mental Fortress as well, if we're trying to swap back and forth between Wrath and Calm. There's also quite a few Calm Enters that are also card draw. Or, I guess, stance changers that are also card draw. I'm thinking of Empty Head and, what is it? Inner Peace. Alright, so we want question marks, both because Act 2 question marks are really good and because we have a tiny chest. Looks like we can get, like, up to 6 question marks this act, so 4 here, and, like, these 2 for that elite. So that path gets 2 elites. There is a 3 elite path over here. That one, and then these 2. I believe that's the only 3 elite path that doesn't include the Mega Elite. Or that does. So we get slightly more question marks going through the 4 here. We get 4 versus 3, and then later on we get 2 versus 0. So I think we're going to lean towards the question marks. We don't need to be hunting elites that badly. And Act 2 question marks are quite good. One of the reasons Act 2 question marks are good is, or 2 of the reasons Act 2 question marks are good are Ancient Writing and Vampires. Ancient Writing is a little bit worse than normal because we're all out of strikes and one of our defenses is already upgraded, so it's only 3 cards that would upgrade. We'd probably take a card remove instead, maybe on a defend. Ancient Writing, or sorry, that was Ancient Writing. Bites are a little bit worse because we already got rid of all the strikes. One of the big upsides of Bites is that you get rid of all your strikes and replace them with Bites. But since we have no strikes, we're kind of just adding 5 Bites to the deck, so we'd probably pass Bites. So that isn't particularly good. So maybe we're not hunting for question marks. Maybe elites are better. Do we survive the path on the left? We get 2 fights early, then 3 more fights. We do have Regal Pillow and Birdface Urn, so we get a little bit of marginal healing. Yeah, Tiny Chest is nice. I'm really not that sold on Act 2 question marks right now. Normally Act 2 question marks are like by far the dominating concern. But since both Ancient Writing and Vampires are bad, I'm not so sure. We still do have Apparitions there. There's still some other good ones. But there's also some bad ones. There's the Bloody Idol event. There's the Red Mask Gang, which is sort of debatable. Yeah, I suppose the main benefit of going on a 3 elite path is getting a relic, and we do get more relics if we go on the right than on the left. Actually, it's 3 question marks versus 6, so it's only a difference of 3. So we get sort of like 0.75 relics if we go right. We also get fewer fires, is that true? No, it's not true. Well, we get one fire either way. I counted that one. Oh wait, no I didn't. You're right, 7. It's pretty unlikely we're going to go to 4 Act 3 question marks, given that we have to go to the Mega Elite in Act 4. Here's a crazy idea. What if we go to this Mega Elite? He's right after a fire. Get to do a shop after him. Alright, I guess when we get here, we'll decide. Because that seems like a really good decision to be able to make. Because he's pretty late in the act. And it would be really nice to pick him off right now. And then try to get 4 question marks in Act 3. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Alright, we have Gremlin Horn. This turn isn't very good. I guess we could just double defend and save the vault. I was thinking I'd just vault, but double defend meditate's also fine. Okay. We could Omniscience a Conclude, except that doesn't work. Kind of in trouble here. Can we block for 18? Yeah, Vigilance plus Defend blocks for 18, and then this block, the buffer blocks for 12. We're not really making any progress if we do that, though. We're skipping Devaform. I guess we're decosting Sands of Time. Maybe this is the Bottled Miracle. Maybe we're like... Yeah, because we can Devaform Vigilance Defend if we Bottled Miracle. Is Devaform even good, though? Yeah, I think it probably is. Okay. Okay. Alright. Now none of them are attacking, which is kind of scary, but kind of good. So we probably Eruption Sands of Time on one of them. I think we can use that to kill the middle one, and I think he's the biggest threat, so let's do that. I guess we should have played Rush Down first. But not a huge deal. Oops, we drew Conclude. Alright, I want to play Conclude while we're in Wrath mode, so we're going to Foresight Conclude instead of Fear No Evil. I was planning on ending the turn with Fear No Evil, but I think we'll take a little bit bolder line. Okay. So we can Fear No Evil to exit. Or we could Omniscience to try to win. Actually, Omniscience on Sands of Time wins, right? Bonk. Bonk. Yeah. Perseverance is another retain card. After we've gotten to the end of Act 1 and didn't find Establishment, I think I'm going to stop looking for it. I'd still take it if I see it, mainly because it's good with Birdface Urn and Meditate, but it's no longer like the plan is to find it. We're just a Devaform deck now. I don't think we need any of these. Perseverance is kind of fun. Perseverance. No. A Face Trader. Do we want the gold? We're going to this shop later, right? That's way later, though. We're really close to max HP, though. There's lots of reasons to not want to be close to max HP here. Because we could get Apparitions, in which case our current HP close to max HP is a wasted resource. We could get whatchamacallit, the Floating Skull event, which only happens if you're above a certain percentage of health, and is generally considered bad, although sometimes it's good. We don't have, like, Ginger or whatever it is that mitigates the bad face. We are planning on going to a lot of question marks, which is one of the good faces. So So we'd go to 3, 4, 5, 6 more question marks. So if it is the good face, it gives you what, like 25 gold per question mark? Is it 50? I always forget how this event works. It's 50. I was already on the relic page. So we'd get an extra 300 gold if we got the good face. Okay, but then there's a bad face too. You could get 1 extra max HP after each combat. You could start with 1 week. How bad is starting with 1 week? I don't know, not too bad. A lot of our early turns are just like trying to play Deva form and decosting Sands of Time. Playing Vault. Wait, what's the other bad face? Starting week and... Wait, why do I not see the other bad face? Oh, Naloth's hungry face, yeah, of course. I'm used to seeing Naloth's, the other one. I guess it's Naloth's gift, which does not look like a face. So hungry face would be pretty bad. But the weak one I don't care about that much, and the question mark one is really good. The max HP one is okay. I don't know. Maybe we just want the money though. I always get cultist face from this. I always just get nothing. Alright, let's try it. We got the bad face. Okay, well that's not too bad. At least it's not the really bad one. We can Omniscience something on turn 1, which is exciting. Omniscience Deva form is fun. Okay. Healing. Alright. We can, like, cut through fate, fear no evil, vault. Seems fine. And rush down, apparently. Go to full health. Do we have lethal? Eruption, Sands of Time, conclude is our max damage. So it's 9 plus 52 is 61 plus 24 is 85. He is at 77. That seems lethal. Plus the old 2 cards. Alright. Healing in hallway fights. Gotta like that. Third Eye is a frequent participant in Deva Form combo decks. Helps us find Deva Form, helps us filter out bad cards when we're cut through fate drawing through the deck. Seems good. Flurry of Blows is okay too, since we are doing some stance changing stuff now with the Meditate, Vigilance, Fear No Evil, Rush Down thing. But it's also a 0 cost card that you have to draw sometimes. So that part of it is quite bad. Evaluate is kind of a nothing burger. It does a little bit of blocking, and it's sort of card draw neutral. I think the only time I'm like really happy to see Evaluate is when I have Apotheosis. I'm like, ooh, I can get an insight and then upgrade it. Yeah, I think Third Eye is probably the pick here. We haven't really picked any defensive cards. We've just got like a Vault. Defend plus, Vigilance plus have been pulling a lot of weight. Sure. Alright, there's our Third Eye chest. Ooh, Ink Bottle. That seems good. Any card draw is good with Deva Form. Let's pick it. Wow, no fights in those 4 question marks. They were all events. Okay, so we are going to a shop later, but it's decently far later, and a little bit speculative. It depends on us wanting to go through a Mega Elite. So we should probably take the higher expected value option. But we have a membership card, so getting any money is really good. I didn't think about the membership card when I was at the face trader. I definitely should have taken the money. Because it was worth 100 instead of 50. Oops. Yeah, actually, I think we're going to bet on the murderer. Lower expected value, but having 250 is like having 500 with membership cards, so... I'm plenty happy with having 500. I don't need 800. Darn. Take the lower expected value one and lose disaster. This hand looks terrible. Let's vault. Okay. We can Omniscience Daviform, which helps us scale up, but... doesn't really help us this turn. I guess this turn is just like defend, third eye, meditate. Which only blocks for 12. So we're taking some damage for sure. I wish we could block for 15 so that we'd block the 14 with the buffer, but we're going to take 14 as it stands currently. I guess we could Omniscience a block card. Seems like a pretty huge mistake. If we wanted to do something really spicy, we could rush down and then Omniscience the Eruption, enter Wrath and draw some cards, see what they are. Seems spicy at the cost of being stupid. I thought Weak would wear off after I started a new turn, but it didn't. That's really odd. Why didn't that work that way? Is it at the end of the enemy turn that my debuffs wear off? That's very surprising. Does anybody understand what just happened there? Like, why am I still weak? I really thought Vault was gonna clear that. Take an extra turn at the end of this one. After this one, end your turn. Is there something weird about extra turns that causes debuffs to not wear off? But I've used Vault to get rid of debuffs before. Did I start with 2 weak or something? Does this say 2 weak? No? Huh. I don't understand that. Okay, let's Omniscience a Daviform. Try and get set up. We could just save Rushdown for health later. Seems unnecessary. And obviously we're using this. These actually all seem good next turn. And do we meditate too? We get back a Third Eye Conclude or something. There's no other turn end stuff here, so Conclude's probably going to be good. Okay. Wish I could have kept the Cut Through Fate, but it's not how the game works. Alright, do we have lethal? We have Eruption, Sands of Time, Conclude. We're also weak still. Sands of Time does 26 naturally. With Eruption it does 52. 52 with weak, it loses 13 damage and goes to 39. 39 plus 6 is 45. Conclude starts at 12, doubles to 24, loses 6 damage, goes to 18. So we're doing 18 plus, what was this, 39 to somebody? 18 plus 39, wait, is it 39? It seems like that would be rounding up. I guess it's currently being rounded down, that it'd be rounded down less if it's a larger number, which makes sense. So 39 plus 18. 39 plus 18 is something that ends in a 7. Probably starts with a 5. 57-ish. So we're doing 57 to somebody, and 6 to somebody else is kind of what that sounds like. And going into Wrath mode. We can exit Wrath mode, but then we wouldn't get the Conclude extra damage. So then Conclude would just do 9. We can still do 15 with these two. And 15 plus 39 is 54? Wait, yeah, 15 plus 49. 39 is, yeah, 54. So we could still kill Blue Slaver with, like, Eruption Vigilance, or Eruption Sands of Time Vigilance Conclude. That's true. Fear No Evil can get out. It does get, like, the damage bonus. It's slightly less damage than Conclude still, and it doesn't block. This is the reason I was considering Vigilance. So if I kill Blue Slaver and Vigilance, we take 5. Can we fit a Vigilance into that plan? So it's spending 2, 4, 5, 7 energy. That's exactly all we have. I'm okay with taking 5. Unless there is a better line. 5 energy, you can Sand, Fear, then Conclude. Wait, maybe you made third Conclude? I don't know what THIR means. But, like, I don't know. So let's presume that Sand, Fear, Conclude kills somebody without the eruption damage. And then we third, but that's like less block than Vigilance. I don't see any reason to do that. Okay. I forgot about the card draw from this. Okay. We can cut through fate to shuffle, but I kind of want to meditate with these cards so that I get like Sands of Time back, but I guess I need to find some block, so let's go look for it. Hey, we can get Sands of Time back anyway. Alright, we have 9 energy and a bunch of card draw. Presumably we're getting lethal this turn. This is up to doing 52, so presumably we'll do that to Taskmaster and kill Slaver with other stuff. Let's find the other stuff and make sure. That looks like other stuff. Okay. Nunchaku, extra energy. I don't really need extra energy, I suppose. Inner Peace seems really good. Drawing a bunch of cards, changing stances. I guess our only Wrath enter is Eruption. We're really leaning on that Eruption a lot. Need a Tantrum. Is Deus Ex Machina good? We have like a ton of energy. Deus Ex Machina helps trigger Ink Bottle really well. Helps us play like Omniscience and Deva Form and stuff. Vault. It seems like we can use the energy pretty efficiently. And we are a Deva Form deck, so we're built to run. So Deus Ex Machina gives us a little bit more fuel. But Inner Peace helps us build to run, you know. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Inner Peace. Okay, it's a Snake Plant. Run for your life. Let's Foresight Vault. We need defensive cards really badly. Is it? Do I need it badly enough to skip Sands of Time? I think no. I think we need to decost that. Alright, I guess it's going to be defend, defend, meditate. I don't know what I'm meditating for, but I'll figure something out. Just double defend? Man, we need some better block cards. He is debuffing this turn. Rushdown's always happening. We could Omniscience specifically defend plus. Seems terrible. I guess we're just Deva forming. Hey Anton, how's it going? Ooh, it highlights if you just type my name. I feel like normally people have to put the @ symbol. Alright, defense plus is going to be good. Oof, being frail. We're getting a little bit of a... I'm getting a like little blinking warning light from the deck here. We do not have the appropriate defensive tools for Act 2. We're getting beat up. We still might be able to do the Mega Elite, but things are not looking great here. It seems like a good turn next turn. Just all of this. Yes, I've seen these cards. Okay. Probably have lethal. Actually, we're frail, so maybe not. But we have tons of energy, so we might as well just start doing stuff. Okay. And we can spend the rest of the energy blocking. Vigilance, defend, meditate. Maybe cut through fate for the defend. No, we don't have enough energy to do that. I'll do it anyway for the damage. Alright, we got there, but we took a lot of damage to that. There's a Mental Fortress, so that's a source of block. And that's what we need really badly right now. Like Water is also a source of block. Maybe a little bit more consistent, but less of a ceiling. Mental Fortress can generate 100 block a turn. Like Water cannot. But Mental Fortress can also generate 0 block for 7 consecutive turns. Like Water is unlikely to do that. Especially considering that we have like pretty much only Calm. We have like a bunch of Calm enters, and like an Interruption is our only Calm exit. So we spend a lot of time in Calm, which is a big problem. But we have to solve that problem anyway, so let's take the Mental Fortress and assume that we can. Oof. We are dying currently. We have a Gambler's Brew and a Cut Through Fate to look for options. We need to block for 15-ish, so we've got 2 defends. Got a good start at it. Let's try and save the Gambler's Brew and find a defend with Cut Through Fate. We did. Hooray. Does mean we're missing out on David Form, obviously, but I guess we could use the Gambler's Brew to save it technically. Doesn't seem worth it. Okay, we could Omniscience a power twice to heal for 4, and then she takes our buffer, or we could save the buffer with Vigilance Third Eye, or we could save the buffer with Vault. Vigilance Third Eye helps set us up for next turn, and enters Calm, protects the buffer. I think I like that. We have Eruption coming up, so I'm going to keep Fear No Evil and Rushdown. And hope. Alright, he's probably just hitting us for 18, and that's fine. Because we have E buffer. Rushdown Eruption's going to draw us some cards. As well as Ink Bottle, I suppose. And then Fear No Evil gets us back out. I guess Mental Fortress, Eruption, Fear No Evil, Foresight's probably the play. The Eruption's going to cause a shuffle. Maybe Meditate instead of Fear No Evil if we want something back. I guess there's going to be nothing in our discard pile, so there's no point in that. So we're up to 9. But that's going to be our max healing for the fight. He is not attacking, so there's no point in any of this block stuff. What can we Omniscience right now? Nothing particularly good. So probably just like Eruption, Sands of Time. Sands of Time kills him currently, so we'll just Eruption on Mystic. Whabam. She's healing anyway, so the damage is not super meaningful, but looks like we're going to get her here. Alright, we scraped by that one. Managed to heal a little bit, set up our Ink Bottle at 9. Crescendo is another way to enter Wrath, which it seems like we badly need. I would much prefer to take a Tantrum, but there's no Tantrum here, and we haven't seen one so far. With a Rushdown and so many Call Mentors into Mental Fortress, I do think that Crescendo is warranted, although it's a bit cringy. I'm never happy to take that one. A Teardrop Locket. Whoa. Great. More stancy stuff. We are about to go to a shop. We can't take 4 damage because we're at 9. I guess we are about to go heal. So I think we're just going to pay her 20 gold to go away. Actually, maybe we'll pay her 40 gold and go this way instead. No, we can't survive a hallway fight at 9. We have to go heal. Could we survive a hallway fight at 9? I mean, not if it's Snake Plant again. I mean, we have a buffer. We're not, like, super dead to any fight. We're just, like, likely dead to most fights. Yeah, I think we're just going to pay her 20 gold to go away. This campsite heals us for a bunch because of Regal Pillow. And the money is, like, we get extra value for it, so it's not like we're going into this shop with 120 gold. It's like we're going into the shop with 300 gold, which is fine. A Cultist Potion, you don't say. There's no particularly valuable for Liquid Bronze in any Act 2 Elite fights, right? There kind of is. Book of Stabbing. Book of Stabbing and Gremlin Leader both multi-attack. I think we're just dying to that Mega Elite. I'm having trouble picturing victory in my head. But maybe a Cultist Potion could get there. Okay. We're 44. It could happen. Metallicized Gremlin Leader. Okay. We got Deva Form on turn 1. The Defend is useless. We could do something spicy and we could Eruption Conclude. Kill both of the dudes. Does he can attack on turn 2 though, right? We have a lot of Call Mentors. I think we just need to trust the deck to give us a Call Mentor if we need it. Skipping Deva Form though is really bad. Maybe we use Gambler's Brew to protect the Deva Form from Ethereal and try to draw it again. It's not a very efficient use of Gambler's Brew, but it's not wrong either. Oh wait, we can Eruption Deva Form Miracle Conclude. We're starting in Calm. So the Eruption is free. Yeah. Cool. Gotta hate conclude with Gremlin Horn. That's the worst. We did not find our stance exit, and so we are dead. Oh wait, we can Gambler's Brew. Okay. False alarm. We're not dead. Good thing we saved that Gambler's Brew. Whew. That's a... that was a narrow miss right there. What are the best block options? So he's hitting for 33 once we're out of this stance. We could play Mental Fortress and then Gambler's Brew. It's a little bit bold. If we draw 4 cards, how do we miss? Defend, Ascender's Bane, Rush Down. Nope, any of the other cards hit. Because Cut Through Fate draws this one, Omniscience draws this one, Vault, Vigilance, and Meditator all hits. Okay, so Mental Fortress is safe. There's no unsafe 4-card hand. Actually, we did just lose a couple of outs, because now we can't Cut Through Fate into Vault. And we can't, well, whatever. I think it's going to be fine. We can play Omniscience and Vigilance. Blocks for a lot. Hard to imagine it being any better later than it is now. Yeah, we don't need Vigilance. We've got a lot of Calm Enters. Not a great buffer, but whatever. Doesn't have to be. Rushdown's always happening. Inner Peace is always happening. Here we go. Oh, I guess we can't draw any more cards. Crap. I need to restart the fight in Cultist Potion. How did I not play the Cultist Potion? The whole point of the Cultist Potion was for this fight. Stupid. I just assumed that I did it, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so we have to repeat this whole fight. But I think I remember how it went. Okay, I think we're back. To the point where I realized I did not drink the Cultist Potion. Okay. I was like, why doesn't this Eruption do very much damage? Oh. I'm actually going to Third Eye before we Eruption, because Ink Bottle's about to go, so Third Eye is kind of like a Cut Through Fate right now. Fear No Evil's on attack. I guess Fear No Evil Conclude is more damage than just Conclude. A little bit disappointing either way. I guess we could Meditate instead of Conclude. Gets us back Eruption. Or Crescendo. When the Wrath enters. Yeah, I could Meditate back Eruption, Fear No Evil, which seems pretty nice with Sands of Time next turn. We're skipping 28 damage though. Alright, I'll just take the damage. We're looking at getting lethal next turn either way. We can, like, Sands of Time Vault. Let's see if we get lethal. I guess Third Eye could happen before Cut Through Fate. So then the turn's like Third Eye, Cut Through Fate, Foresight, Vault, if we don't find anything good. Probably we're finding Conclude if we're looking for it. So we play like Third Eye, Cut Through Fate, Sands of Time, Conclude. Is that lethal? 20 plus 58 is 78. Plus the 12 plus 3 is 15 times 2 is 30. So 78 plus 30 is 108. Yeah, it's way over lethal. In fact, it's just lethal with these. We need to do more math. We did find Conclude too. A strawberry. Second Meditate. I do like Meditate in pairs, because you can meditate for the other Meditate. Keep it going. But we have too many end of turn effects, and we need more Third Eyes. So I think we take a Third Eye. If we had an establishment, I would definitely take a second Meditate, but we don't. And I said I was going to stop looking for one. Alright, going to a shop with the equivalent of 132 money. Get a little bit of extra marginal healing from that meal ticket. I thought I had more marginal healing than just the Bird-Faced Urn and Regal Pillow, but yeah, it's the meal ticket. Forgot about that one. Dolly's Mirror is available. Always a big power spike card. Take a second Mental Fortress. No Wrath Enters have been offered the entire game, other than 2 copies of stupid Crescendo, which I hate. And it is stupid. What if we took a Mental Fortress and then Dolly's Mirror to Mental Fortress and just like went ham on it? Took an Empty Fist maybe. The best card to Mental Fortress right now is probably the Omniscience. Having 2 copies of Omniscience is always pretty nuts. Because then you can Omniscience your Omniscience and play 4 copies of Mental Fortress. Yeah, I think Omniscience Plus is a really good target for Dolly's Mirror. It's hard to imagine picking a better one than that. Meditate Plus is nice, Daviform is a consideration, but I think it's Omniscience. So let's do that. Alright, we got 85 left. We could buy the Mental Fortress and the Empty Fist. Empty Fist is kind of a stand-in for I wish I had a Wrath Enter. Can I take a Protect? Is that ever a good idea? I think we're doing this. Which means we're not card removing. Which is fine. We already got rid of all those strikes, so it's not a big deal. Wheel Kick is nice too. Wheel Kick is always top of mind whenever it's in a store. Especially with the Daviform deck. Also, Omnisciencing a Wheel Kick is great. It's not quite as good as Omnisciencing a Sands of Time Plus, but it's pretty close. Sometimes it's better. I think it's Wheel Kick versus Empty Fist. Wheel Kick is the optimistic one. Wheel Kick is like, we'll find a tantrum eventually, right? Empty Fist is like, we need a calm exit right now. So do we need a calm exit right now, or are we going to be fine? We're at 72. We already got our green relic. We're about to get or green key. We're about to get a relic before the champ. I think we're doing fine. I don't think we're desperate for anything. So I guess that says Wheel Kick. Maybe, I guess we could just skip too. Could buy a potion, regen pot maybe. We could buy a regen pot and hope for Sacred Bark. Regen pot with Sacred Bark is so nuts. So yeah, this is desperate, this is optimistic, this is insanely optimistic. Hey Sir Artemal. I'm doing well, how are you doing? Things are looking good towards being able to do a playtest on Friday, if people are available. I need to schedule with you and Mav Fatha if he wants to, and Subsistence Farmer. Mav Fatha redeemed it a million years ago and hasn't ever playtested. Because of scheduling concerns. I haven't seen Subsistence Farmer around for a couple days. Hopefully he is still around. I think we're going to take Wheel Kick. Wheel Kick seems good enough to put in the deck. Okay. free relic, thanks to Tiny Chest. Card draw seems really good. At some point we have to take a Sapphire Key, but I'm not passing up a Centennial Puzzle unless I have to. We're nearly full health, so we're going to upgrade something. Seems like these Mental Fortresses are planned for blocking now, so maybe I should upgrade them. You don't like a Centennial Puzzle? Oh man, Centennial Puzzle is so good. Centennial Puzzle is insane. I mean, it's not like, it doesn't help you scale to beat bosses, but like, getting that 8-card hand, oof, man, that's a good one. Huh, man, that's crazy. I think, yeah, I think Centennial Puzzle is like pretty top tier. What's your, okay, so you don't love it. You know that people say it's great. Can you justify your opinion? Because there's lots of different schools of thought, right? Like, I have my opinion changed by other people's opinions all the time. So I would love to hear you say why you don't like it. I'll justify my side while you're typing. Anytime you can draw 3 cards is amazing, right? Like if you had a card in your deck that was like that's 0 cost and said draw 3 cards, you would pick it like every time you saw it. And that card exists. It's called Master Realities, right? It's basically Master Realities, the relic. Except this is even better than Master Realities because you don't have to draw it. And you don't have to like play it, which matters against Time Lord. So Centennial Puzzle is just like a mega efficient card draw machine. It only triggers once per fight, obviously, but like compare what it does to like Gremlin Horn, right? Like there's a lot of fights where Gremlin Horn just does nothing. There's some fights where Gremlin Horn's insane, but like, oh, sorry, you're right. I'm not talking about Master Reality. I'm talking about the colorless rare card. Somebody help me out. It's Master something, right? Master Strategy. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, sorry. We're thinking about an upgrade here, while Anton is justifying his opinion, or maybe he's not. Yeah, it's true that if you're okay. So my argument against if you do my job, you don't trigger the key, is things that help you when you're already winning are not very useful, right? If you're already winning, nothing you do matters, right? You're just like, okay, continue winning, right? Don't let me bother you. But if you're losing, that's when you need help. And Centennial Puzzle helps you the moment you start losing, right? Plus, there's lots of other weird tricks you can do with Centennial Puzzle, like Blue Candle, or like any of the Ironclad cards that cause you to injure yourself. I think it's great. Okay, we're smithing. I want to upgrade Mental Fortress, but it has an underwhelming upgrade. I think Mental Fortress Plus should block for 8. Maybe I'm just playing Mental Fortress wrong, though. I know that other people have gotten a lot of really good use out of Mental Fortress, but my Mental Fortress decks always collapse in on themselves like a little tiny black hole. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen here, but I'm nervous. We just don't have the calm exits to support this archetype right now. So it's like kind of a speculative upgrade. You know what we really need to upgrade is Eruption. A lot of Eruptions are only Wrath enter, and it's often quite awkward to play. So we need to decost that because we're playing it as much as we can. We're like very frequently getting it back with Meditate. So it saves us a lot of energy to upgrade. Great. We can Omniscience our Deva form, which is pretty much the ideal start for a fight. That does mean that we are losing our buffer right away, which is largely fine. Oh, we could have Omniscience the Omniscience. I forgot I had 2. Sorry. Yeah, we should have Omniscience the Omniscience and then played Deva form and Mental Fortress or something. I think I'm going to go back and do that. Whoops. That's the whole point of getting 2 Omnisciences. Okay, we're going to Omniscience the Omniscience. It was even right there. First one hits Deva form. Second one hits Mental Fortress. I guess that's an argument for upgrading a Mental Fortress, because one of the Mental Fortresses is going to get played twice. Alright. Good turn one. We could Miracle out a third eye to try and set up for the next turn, but we don't really need to do that. Okay. So Eruption blocks for 8. If we can Eruption and then find a Calm Enter, then we block for 16 and block out, as well as doing a bunch of damage. The Calm Enters are Vigilance, Fear No Evil, I'll count Vault, Inner Peace, so there's like 4 of them. Yes, I'm aware that I have a Mental Fortress in hand. I was just going to talk about that. So Mental Fortress Eruption is better if we don't find a Calm Enter. I think we're pretty reliably going to find a Calm Enter. So we could consider keeping the Mental Fortress for healing damage in the future. But I think I'd rather have it out of the deck. Right, I forgot about Rushdown. That's a card too. We don't really need third eye to block out this turn, because Vigilance is going to finish blocking out. Cut Through Fate, Vigilance, Conclude doesn't use all of our energy, but Cut Through Fate draws a card, so we'll probably find something interesting to do. And indeed we did. Yeah, Fear No Evil was fine. Alright, now we're vulnerable and frail. We don't care about frail at all, because we generate all of our block from Mental Fortress. Okay, Inner Peace shuffles, Wheel Kick also draws cards. We can do both of those and still vault, if we don't find anything good. And we basically, like, super need to find that Eruption just, like, over and over. It's our only Wrath Enter. That's not it. That's not it either. We can, like, Third Eye Miracle Vault to guarantee we get it next turn. Seems good. I guess I'll keep Crescendo. That's a hit too. Alright, there's the Eruption. Let's do that. Let's make sure Sands of Time gets into the next shuffle. Even though it costs 3. And then shuffle. Okay, Fear No Evil, I suppose. And then start setting up for next turn. There's Sands of Time back again. Guess I'll keep the defendant just in case. Probably shouldn't have done that. I have Crescendo in case we need it. Meditate or Conclude ends the turn. It seems like Cut Through Fate and Third Eye are pretty good for next turn, so I'm going to skip the Conclude. Darn it. What was the card? No point in blocking because he is debuffing. It looks like the card was a Defend. Who's this Defend? That we drew with the ink bottle and then immediately ended our turn. Okay, we've got 11 energy. Do we want to split him this turn or next turn? I think probably next turn. We're still decosting the Sands of Time. So we want to just set him to like 221 ideally. Which is 50 damage from here. Which is quite a bit. We can get there. But maybe we leave the Eruption for next turn? Maybe we just split him now. Cut Through Fate, take the Eruption. Our shuffle is kind of awkward, because if we play Eruption, we shuffle immediately. So I guess we'll just draw the Eruption with Inner Peace. We have 3, 6, 8 cards in hand, so Inner Peace is safe. Alright, so we'll just split him now. Sands of Time is happening. Wheel Kick's happening. Cut Through Fate can shuffle again. Yeah, we don't need either of those. Eruption again. We could like Fear No Evil Eruption if we wanted to troll him for block. Actually, Fear No Evil Eruption lets us play Fear No Evil, which is good for Nunchaku and damage purposes, and then end in Wrath with Conclude. Seems okay. Oh, he's not attacking. Right. And I guess we'll Third Eye before we conclude. Try and set up lethal next turn. Don't need Inner Peace for lethal. We are weak now, and he is removing his debuffs, of which there are none. Wheel Kick first. Let's draw some cards. Looks... I guess it's not lethal. We have to choose between Conclude and Meditate. Meditate gets us back. Sands of Time Wheel Kicks, that's way more damage. But it does put us into Calm. But we have a Crescendo in hand, so there's a limited amount of messing us up we can do. We also have 2 Third Eyes, so we can look for more lethal-y stuff. Okay. Well, that was easy. Master Reality. Do we generate any cards? No, we do not. So that one's bad. Conjure Blade is probably pretty good. We have Deviform and Omniscience, so sometimes we play Deviform twice. That's true. Blasphemy, Master Reality is less good if you pick it over the one card that would generate cards. Blasphemy is really good. Blasphemy, Sands of Time helps us just like win fights, like hallway fights. Not particularly good against the heart. Kind of gets stuck in the hand sometimes if we get it upgraded. And where's my Tantrum? During that champ fight, we did end up with like 10 extra energy on turns that we couldn't spend. And Conjure Blade is notably insane if you can put 10 energy into it. Master Reality is a power, so we'd get Bird-Faced Earn value out of it. Doesn't seem like a super important concern. How did we end up at full health? We just like healed with a meal ticket and like Bird-Faced Earn to full, I guess. Crazy. I guess Conjure Blade's good. Even if we just like, even if we do it with like 5 energy, that's still really good. That's true. We do have Meditate, so we can meditate the Expunger. I don't know, though. Conjure Blade's so slow against the heart. Like, you can't really play Conjure Blade until, like, I don't know, maybe the first buff turn. Although, if we get to turn 1 Omniscience onto Deviform, we'll get there in terms of energy against the heart. Alright, I'll play Conjure Blade. Velvet Choker is unacceptable. We have 2 copies of Omniscience. So we can't do that. As well as a deck based around Deviform. It's a bit late for Blackstar, but it's up against Tiny House, so maybe we pick it anyway. Tiny House is notably unimpressive. Although we do have an empty potion slot, and the 50 gold is twice as valuable as normal. Because we have membership cards. So maybe Tiny House is better than Blackstar. Blackstar is probably worth, what, like 3 extra relics by the time we get to the heart? Assuming we do 2 in Act 3 and the Spire Elite. And that could give us like an extra, like, whatchamacallit, like Lizard Tail or something really important. We also could use an energy relic, and Blackstar could get us an energy relic. Not one of the, like, boss energy relics, but, like, something. What's the best upgrade Tiny House could give us? Probably Mental Fortress, maybe Third Eye. Cut Through Fate. There's a lot of bad ones, though. Defends, Conclude. Actually, there's not really too many bad ones. Just the Defends, really. Deva Form's not really good. I don't really need the Deva Form upgrade. So yeah, it's Defends and Deva Form that are like the useless ones. Foresight's upgrade is not that impressive. But you do get it every turn. Inner Peace and Mental Fortress have quite powerful upgrades as well. Man, hard to imagine picking a Tiny House over a Blackstar, though. Tiny House is only useful, like, right now, right? It's like, it kind of wears off after we, like, spend the potion and go to a store. So it gives us, like, a power spike at the beginning of Act 3, but we just perfected the Act 2 boss. It doesn't really seem like we need a power spike right now. It seems like we need a power spike for the heart, because I'm not 100% sure that I'm winning that fight. And I think Blackstar is better at that. So I'm going to take Blackstar. Okay, let's go hunt some elites. Ideally, we're looking for 3-ish. We can get 3 through a couple of different paths, either starting with these 2, or these 2, or these 2, and then finishing up with one of these 2. So there are 6 different paths to give 2 elites here. Wow. Or give 3 elites. Also, we have a little tiny chest side quest, so we either want to hit sort of 4 or 0 question marks. Looks like we'd be able to hit 4 pretty easily on this right route. We'd actually hit 5. It's not a huge waste. Question marks in Act 3 are also quite good. You can get the, like, Mind Bloom event. You can get the, like, Orblings that are guarding a rare relic. You can get Tesseract. I don't know if Tesseract's particularly good right now, but it's okay. So I think we're going to go right. Oh, actually, we don't end up going to this question mark, so we do get exactly 4. Oh no, we get 5. That's true, we could dodge this one. I guess that'd be 4 fights in the beginning, but... I think I'm pretty okay with hitting extra question marks. Okay, they're hitting for 22. Looks difficult to block out. But I guess we have a wheel kick, so let's find out. We also have Crescendo, so if we can find Crescendo Rush Down as well. Interesting. So if we wheel kick, we're spending most of our energy. We could draw more energy efficiently with Rush Down Crescendo. We have Fear No Evil, so we can't get stuck. We are wasting a sort of stance change opportunity, which means that we can't get Mental Fortress block off of it. And we can still do it after we wheel kick. And in fact, even if we wheel kick and draw a Mental Fortress, we can just play the Mental Fortress and then play Rush Down and then coin out the Crescendo. Sorry, it's not called a coin in this game, it's called Miracle. Alright, let's do that. Nope, all misses. Alright, well, let's just do it anyway, since there's very little downside. We just vault. Yeah, I don't hate vault. Decost Sands of Time while we're in Wrath mode. What's the other line here? We could Vigilance. If we Vigilance, we block him and he takes the buffer. Which is not bad. But then he starts buffing and he gets block and he can start multi-attacking next turn. Yeah, let's just do the vault. Okay, so we can Omniscience, and then what? Play like 2 Mental Fortresses and then there's no Calmenters. I guess I could do a Meditate. So if I do 2 Mental Fortresses, we go up to 8 on that, and then we Meditate, block for 8. Yuck. This worked out very poorly. I guess I should have realized that I had drawn all my Calmenters. I'm just used to having a whole bunch of Calmenters. But I drew all of them on last turn. That's insane. How did I draw all of them? Yep. There's 3 right there. And I guess there's only 4 in the deck? Maybe there's less than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there's just 4 in the deck. Okay. Interesting. What about Rushdown? We're already in Wrath, so we can't re-enter it. Oh. I don't remember asking how I drew it, but whatever. We can't get lethal. If there was another attack in here, we could possibly get lethal. I don't want to get hit for 21, so I think we're kind of screwed. We end up playing Meditate twice, which is awkward because the first one ends the turn. And we only block for 8. So he's going to take the buffer, and then he's going to hit us for 11. Can we block for 22? We go Omniscience, and then play 4 Third Eyes. Yep, that blocks for 28. Or we could play double Third Eye, double Defend, right? Blocks for 24. I guess we could do that. So then we block him, he hits the barrier. Gross. Alright. Oh my god. You have to Omniscience the Omniscience. You can't just play Omniscience on the card. Okay. I might not be able to repeat that first turn. That was complicated. I think we wheel kicked first. And then we rushed down crescendoed. And we were not happy with what we saw and we miracled out of Vault. Okay, so now we're back. Alright, and then we Omniscience and Omniscience. And then hit Defend with the first one and Third Eye with the second one. Mental Fortress is okay for next turn. Defend is not. I think we're looking for Meditate next turn. Not Conclude, so Conclude's out. Okay. We've lost our Deva form, so we don't have any scaling for the fight anymore, which is pretty scary. Eruption Sands of Time does kill one, but then we're out of energy. If we just Strength Pot, this does 56, which would kill the middle one. Or this one, actually. But this one's the real concern. Also, we need to play, like, double Mental Fortress and Meditate, right? Play double Mental Fortress, meditate. We block for 8. He hits us for 11. Trigger Centennial Puzzle, which shuffles. We draw a whole bunch of cards. We're retaining 3, so we do overdraw by 1. So we get a 10-card hand next turn. And Sands of Time is down, costing 1. And we're in Calm, so we can probably enter Wrath and then kill somebody. Okay, that seems okay. We're losing a lot of health, though. Ah. We shuffled now. So now the Meditate's pretty much useless. Other than entering Calm. Which I suppose is the important part. We're no longer overdrawing, because we're not retaining 3 cards. Which is something, I guess. Okay. So we need to do some work here. Would like to re-enter Wrath. We have 3, 6, 9 cards in hand, so Inner Peace is not safe. Wheel Kick is, but it's very expensive. Let's look forward with this. Nope. Doing 26 leaves him at 8. That does 11 and kills him. Seems like killing him's pretty important. Now we have Eruption. We can Eruption into Wheel Kick, which is fun. Or Sands of Time again. Alright, let's knock down this outside slime. Looks like we're getting this under control. Just had that one really bad turn, I guess. Okay. Another Crescendo? We really need that Wrath Hunter. We've had a lot of problems entering Wrath. Or exiting Calm is more accurate, but Crescendo does both. Let's see. I don't know. We do have the rush down, so maybe it's worth it. Taking a second Crescendo feels like not good, though. Not a big Crescendo liker. We need to, though. Okay. Kind of an expensive red mask. Let's see, when are we going to a shop? Never. Okay. I guess I'll do it then. Why not? I start weak. Maybe they can start weak too. We got both red masks. Excellent. Got the Sensory Stone event. Is there anything particularly good we're looking for here? No. We get like Master Strategy, as mentioned. We could get Secret Weapon or Secret. What's the one for Secret Skill? Secret Skill. We could get other things. Nothing stance changey. There's some card draw stuff, but none of it's like super powerful. I think we just want to survive this act, so I'll just take one. Blind is pretty good. It's mostly good if you have a bunch of talk to the hands. And you want something to peel off artifact charges for you. We don't have any talk to the hands, and it seems like we're trying to generate block through stance changing, not talk to the hand. So blind is still useful because it weakens people, but there's a lot of artifact charges in Act 4. In Act 3. So it's not super valuable. We're gonna skip. Gadzooks. I'm going to go ahead and Omniscience into double Deva form and double Mental Fortress. Get this fight started properly. We could go into Wrath mode right now. Definitely playing the Rushdown. Nah, I don't need to go into Wrath mode right now. Although, actually, if we go into Wrath mode and then back into Calm, we block out and keep the buffer, which seems worth it. Ooh, we also decost Sands of Time. Okay. Alright. They are attacking the Spikers. Those jerks. Let's wheel kick this guy. A little bit early for the Mental Fortress. I think we're trying to... actually, we're probably trying to kill them with Sands of Time, because that hits them just once. So maybe doing that for 3 is fine. I don't want to get hit for 9, though. Trying to heal on this fight. As long as we block for 9, we're not taking actual damage. We could Crescendo Sands of Time right now and kill one of them to block his damage. But we only block for 8 when we switch stances, so we'd need to Crescendo defend Sands of Time. Which seems fine. And then we can end the turn with Meditate or Mental Fortress. I'll choose Meditate because we have Sands of Time in the graveyard. Right. Eruption and Defend makes it so that we can hit the Spiker, so we'll do that. And Third Eye Conclude ends the fight. Oh wait, do we want to end the fight? Maybe we want to set up Ink Bottle and heal for 2 with Mental Fortress. And actually let's heal for 4. Seems like there's very little risk in playing Vault. There is some though, but we're not able to generate the block. Actually no, because he's at 1, so and buffer's always going to protect us. So let's cut through Fate and then Vault to look for stuff. I guess I could have Third Eyed too. Alright, there's the powers. Ink Bottle is on 4. Alright, now we put it on 9. Cool. Hey, there's Tantrum. We found it. Good God. Been looking for that Tantrum for a long time. Alright, let's start it with the Omniscience stuff. And then walk with Defend. Or I guess we'll coin out the Mental Fortress and just let his thing hit us. Yeah. How much did we just heal for? We played 5 powers, so we healed for 10. I guess I've been underestimating how powerful Birdface Urn has been this run. We've been healing for a ton. Okay, so we heal for 12 whenever we hit him. Tantrum changes his intention 3 times and gives him a ton of armor, which is pretty awkward. We don't have Rush Down, so it doesn't draw cards, so we're not going to find a way to exit. So maybe we just block for 15 and take 9. We get Sands of Time to change his attention. Okay. Yikes. I guess we have to Tantrum now. Tantrum also does draw a card to Think Bottle. So I'll Third Eye first so it can control what that card is. Seems like getting back into Calm would be good. Crap. Yep, I guess that's happening. It's not the worst possible outcome. He was hitting us for a lot. Let's keep all these. And then we can go into Wrath and beat him up a little bit. We need to be stance changing a lot. I guess we've blocked out here, so we should stop. Okay. There's Rush Down. Crescendo blocks a little bit and draws a card. We've already got a stance exit, so let's burn it. You can do a 10 mana Conjure Blade. 8 mana Conjure Blade, block out. 8 mana Conjure Blade sounds like a fun way to end the fight. Sure. Oh crap, I took damage. Vault seems great. We've got Eruption Expunger. Not quite ending the fight. I guess we can meditate to get it back. We need a little bit more block than that. I guess Inner Peace, Tantrum, Fear No Evil blocks for quite a bit. Oh, you mean, because Vault would have drawn a card? Yeah, that's true. But no reason to risk it. We can just take a guarantee. Well, that was uncomfortable. We got a Parasite. Not fight. No good. Sanctity draws a bunch of cards. Pretty good when we've got Devaform going. And we have Devaform going pretty consistently with 2 copies of Omniscience. Although every card we add to the deck is decreasing that reliability. Sanctity gets us some block. I think we're primarily looking for a Tantrum and Exit block now. And none of these do that. So we'll skip them. Alright, first Act 3 Elite. Should be pretty good at Giant Head, presuming we can find the combo thing. Let's try and set up for next turn. We're looking for Omniscience. All that stuff. And we'll defend the block for the buffer. Hey, we found an Omniscience. Have you thought about including one of the Slay the Spire Twitch overlays that provides descriptions and other info on relics? Yes, so I have one installed on the but I ran it and it didn't work. And it's kind of a pain in the butt to switch between unmodded Slay the Spire and modded Slay the Spire. And I don't really want to run the modded one unless it's working, so I'm not currently running it. But yeah, I don't know why it didn't work. I haven't really looked into it extensively, but I did do the setup and tried to do it. It didn't work. Okay, so we've played Double Devaform. I think the classic other card is Mental Fortress. I'm not sure if that's really helpful in this fight, but I think it's probably the best option. Alright, I feel like we should do something with those 7 slow triggers. But it doesn't really seem like we can. And he's taking our buffer for very little value. But that's okay. We got the Omniscience turn going. I'll save the Miracle. Okay. Time to start doing some rushdown tantrum stuff. He's not attacking, so Fear No Evil will not exit Wrath mode. Do we Miracle this turn? No. In fact, maybe we don't even play Tantrum. Maybe we try and get a bunch of energy next turn and do, like, Eruption and Conjure Blade for a bunch. No. Okay, and now I guess we can Sands of Time Meditate. I guess Fear No Evil, Sands of Time Meditate. Get back a Wheel Kick? Is that worth it? Maybe the Mental Fortress? Yeah, let's get the Wheel Kick. Alright, we want that Conjure Blade this turn, I think. He is attacking for a lot, so maybe we don't have time to worry about Conjure Blade. We are in Calm right now, so we can go Wrath, Calm, Wrath, and then there's only one Calm enter here, and 2 Wrath enters, so we don't need Eruption for sure. I'll keep Conjure Blade in the mix. You know, I could have, if I'd not shuffled away any of those cards, I could have put Conjure Blade as the next card and then played it immediately, which would have been pretty good. But I didn't think about that, so I didn't do it. Alright, Crescendo. And then Inner Peace. He's attacking for 40, so we have to change stances 5 times if we want to block out with just stance changing. Which is quite a bit of stance changing. We've only really got 2 more, and that would leave us in Wrath. I think we're just going to stop there and Conjure Blade for 7, or I guess 8. Definitely don't need Parasite. Seems like Vault will be good this turn. Alright, so we got the Expunger. We just want to play a bunch of cards. And then Vault, I guess. Vault is actually extremely good in this Giant Head fight. Because his slow procs only reset on his turn. So if you Vault, then he doesn't get a turn. So you could keep stacking up whatchamacallit, slow triggers over 2 turns. Which is insane, because next turn we're going to have 11 energy. So we just want to play a bunch of cards. So I think we'll start with, like, Crescendo. I guess we'll start with... Let's see, we still don't actually have enough energy to play the whole hand. So Vault's going to eat 3 of it. And then... I guess maybe we do have enough energy, because Crescendo costs -1. Vigilance costs 0. But we have like a cut-through fate, so... Not really. Cut the Fate can get us the other Mental Fortress, which we don't really need right now, but will probably be useful for next turn. I think we're probably trying to kill him next turn, so maybe that doesn't matter. Let's just Third Eye and then Cut Through Fate will shuffle, because we don't need any of these right now. Okay, so we played a bunch of cards. This is our last stance changer that's obvious. We want to play Sands of Time and Expunger last before Vault, so when we hit 5 energy we want to stop doing stuff. It looks like Cut Through Fate and Wheel Kick gets us there. Okay, so now we have Vigilance Tantrum as well, which costs net 0. So now we're at like Tantrum versus Wheel Kick. I guess we could Fear No Evil Tantrum, which costs 0 again. And then Wheel Kick, and do the stuff. I'm pretty sure Expunger does more damage than Sands of Time, so Sands of Time goes first. And then Expunger. Oh, the fight's over. Okay, great. I was ready to go into the next turn, but no need for that. We've already got 1 copy of Tantrum, so I don't think we really need a second one. Tantrum's funny like that. It seems like you'd want 2, but you don't, because then you have 2 Tantrums and they keep shuffling back and... okay, so I think we're skipping here. 4 max HP isn't that bad. That's true. We've got all of the turn 1 stuff. Red Mask, Bag of Marbles, and our own Red Mask. Just to be fair. Okay. Is Madness ever good? Madness seems actually kind of good, because we have Devaform and Omniscience. And if we could make like our Wheel Kick cost 0, or a Tantrum, we could play it a lot. It feels really silly to have the 2 Crescendos in the deck now that I have a Tantrum. I guess that just means I can use the Crescendos without thinking about it too much. I think this is 2 max HP. Not a huge cost. Any of the other things are pretty game-breaking. Alright, I think this is probably the Sapphire Key. Damaro's good, but we have to skip one of these 2 chests, and I imagine that Damaro is worse than Replacement. Yeah, that's true. Omamori procs are quite scarce though, right? We only get like 2 non-Omamori cards get copied over the course of the run, so having one of those be Madness is probably not impactful enough. I do like Damaru. It would be our only source of mantra though, so it would take 10 turns to put us into Divinity, and that's just not fast enough to be useful. And if we picked it, I think we would get baited into picking another mantra card, and then our deck would be worse, so I'm going to pick Sapphire Key. Alright, I'll pick this one because it has a choice. Question card, okay. Do we care about Elite first versus Fire first? Yes, we do. We have a Regal Pillow, so we want to take the Elite first so that we can rest if we need to. Is the Nemesis. Turn 1 Omniscience is everything I ever hoped for and more. For the other Omniscience, play the Devaform, and then I guess play Mental Fortress. Okay. Nothing to meditate. Conclude doesn't seem worth a miracle, so I think we're done. Probably want to spend a potion in this fight. Maybe the weak pot on the multi-attack turn. For weak pot, he's hitting for 15. That means we need to change stances twice, ideally. We don't have Rushdown up, but Tantrum, Foresight, Cut Through Fate does draw some cards. Let's play the Cut Through Fate first. It's not doing any more damage if we're in Tantrum because he's intangible, so... we're looking for a Call Mentor. Mental Fortress is nice too, though. Maybe we take the Mental Fortress and then just play, like, Mental Fortress Vault. Yeah, that seems fine. I guess we could Tantrum Miracle Vault. It seems stupid to vault on the turn when he's intangible. Now that I think about it, but I guess there's no way out of it now. Maybe I Miracle out the Foresight. Yeah, that seems good. There's the Rushdown. Rushdown and Eruption is good together. Not quite ready for the Conjure Blade yet. Alright, so Eruption Fear No Evil blocks out. Rushdown makes that combo draw some cards. Those cards are all useless. Okay. Good talk. He is not attacking and he is not invulnerable, so let's look for some damage. Crescendo seems good here. Draw some cards. We have 3, 6, 8 cards in hand, so Wheel Kick is safe. Alright. I think we're just doing damage this turn. We don't want to end with Conjure Blade. Meditate's a good end. I guess that means we're skipping Conclude, but that's okay. Eruption Sense Time seems good. Oh right, he's intangible this turn. There's no point in keeping Eruption Sands of Time. Well, Sands of Time is still good. He is attacking, so I'd like to draw some cards. That seems reasonable. I guess Eruption Inner Peace is also a way to block. So Eruption Inner Peace blocks for 24. He's only hitting for 21, so that seems like enough. Now we have 11 energy and nothing to do with it. We don't really need to play Third Eye. That looks like lethal to me. Okay. Memorial would have been useful 2 floors ago. I don't think we want any of these. Third Crescendo is obviously terrible. Flying Sleeves is bad. Bowling Bash is not impactful enough for Act 4. And Nirvana only blocks for 4 per turn. Although it does heal us for 2. I'll take the 2 max HP right now. Okay, well we healed in the fight, so I guess optimizing for the rest site was not quite necessary. I could see Recall being correct here. But I do also want to get that 1 copy of Mental Fortress upgraded. Oh, did we do that already? No, we just picked 2 cards in the middle. Okay. Conjure Blade goes +1, yeah. So if we get 1 copy of Mental Fortress upgraded, then that can be the target for Omamori. So we end up getting double the value out of it, which is really nice. So I think we need to get that. Maybe we skip the extra elite and just take a safe path here. Get like recall here and to get another upgrade. I don't think we really need more relics. Although we would get the little check mark of victory, but I think we're getting that on the next relic anyway. So we'll get that in Act 4. We'll see what this question mark is and then judge. If we're at full after this question mark, we should probably go fight another elite. Seems like a definite possibility. I wish this would tell me how much damage it's actually doing, because I don't want to bust out the calculator, but it's like, it starts at 12, and then it gets multiplied by like 15 sixteenths or something stupid. It's, let's see, it's 3 halves times 3 quarters, so it ends up being 9/8. Yeah, stupid. I have no idea what 12 times 9/8 is. Actually, I do, because it's 12 goes into 8 one time in Slay the Spire math, so it gets 1 extra damage. Okay. So it would do 13 damage. Okay. So let's Omniscience for double Deva form and double something that blocks, and then defend. The thing that blocks has to block for at least 6. So I think that's going to be a third eye? I guess we could technically double vault, but doesn't seem necessary. Wow, we're getting all the Mental Fortress next turn. So it looks like we are going to end this fight at full health. If we played Miracle Defend, we get an extra Letter Opener proc. Does Deva procs twice? You mean if you vault? Yes, it does. Or you mean, does Deva stack if you have 2 of them? To which the answer is also yes. Is it worth it to get an extra Letter Opener proc? Oh wait, we have to do that because we have to block with it. That was baked into the soup. Except that you don't bake soup. Mental Fortress Vigilance blocks. He is going to blow up on us, I think. So I guess I'll take back the Vigilance and Mental Fortress to block next turn. He's actually hitting the buffer right now, so we would only take 9 if we didn't block at all. But it looks like we can kill him. That seems easier. Okay. Let's play this just for fun. Kill you. Okay. If we kill him, we don't have to worry about his damage. Which could happen. It's not guaranteed. Yeah, if we crescendo now, crescendo Fear No Evil kills him. Wee! So many stances. Nothing matters. Okay. Sure. We could Conjure Blade for 9 and then... Oh wait, no, it doesn't work, because we'd be out of energy. Wait, how do we block this? I guess we just don't. Okay. Wheel Kick's almost lethal. Come on. Alright, Wheel Kick could draw me lethal. Give it to me. No. Oh wait, this is... right? Because this is enough block, and then that's lethal. Okay, cool. We got there. Okay. Here's the other mantra card we would have picked if we picked the Damaro. Deceive Reality seems really good. It would be even better if we picked that oddly smooth stone at the shop in Act 1. That could have been this. That would have been this tiny chest instead. It turned out to be the tiny chest. But I think the tiny chest paid for itself. We ended up getting quite a bit of stuff out of it. I don't know. We don't really need Deceive Reality. It's sort of an interesting backup plan for when we're failing to change stances. But I think the main plan is just don't do that. Flurry Blows could be nice now that we're changing stances a ton. We don't have to talk to the hand, so I want to junk up the deck with that. Okay, Dex Pot versus Weak Pot. Looks like we are doing another elite. If it is Reptomancer, do we care? Actually, no, we're not going to do another elite. We're just going to do this fire. Even though I am full health, getting an upgrade on the other mental fortress would be nice. And we might be able to use the Omamori at this question mark. If it's Mind Bloom, we could... I guess if it's Mind Bloom, you can't take money because we're above floor 45, I think. There's some sort of breakpoint there. I want to use the Omamori, but I don't think I'm ever going to get to. But I think we're ready for Act 4, and we don't need to take any more risks. So I'll recall here just in case. And this is fallen. Okay. Well, I can't lose either. Oh my god. This is a nightmare. This is a literal nightmare. Can I get an F in the chat? This is the worst falling event I've ever seen by a lot. This like completely breaks the deck no matter what I do. There are so many cards to choose from, too. There's literally 30 cards, and it was like, how about these three? What? No. Wow. Why couldn't you take a Crescendo? Or, like, Vault or something? Jesus. I guess if we lose one Omniscience, we still have a second one. And so the deck isn't completely broken. Good God, this is painful. No. Tantrum. It can't be Tantrum. We need the Tantrum. Tantrum is our only Wrath enter, other than two stupid Crescendos and a Eruption. Yeah, that's true. I guess we could lose the Tantrum. We're so committed to the Mental Fortress plan, though, that, like, once we're run out of Crescendos, we're gonna die. If we can't change stances. I guess we could just use the Crescendos really deliberately. God, what a terrible falling event. I've never had one this bad. I mean, that shop is after we fight both Act 3 bosses. I don't know if we're necessarily getting there if we give up Tantrum, but Omniscience is super good. The problem with Omniscience is we have two of them, and when we Omniscience the other Omniscience, we're always like, okay, Daviform, obviously, and then, like, the other one is, I guess, Mental Fortress, but it's not like the Mental Fortress is amazing. That one's always felt a little bit flexible. So if we went down to one Omniscience, we would just be like, hope to draw Omniscience before Daviform. God, this stinks. Alright, I think we're going to try it out with no Tantrum. But I don't know. I'm skeptical. Okay, well, we went to the event, and it turns out the event was way more dangerous than the elite. Little did I know. I literally was like, well, there's no reason to risk it. I might as well just go through an event. We're ready for Act 4. And then the event was like, no, you're not. Just kidding. Give me something really important. Jerk event. Okay. We got another upgrade because there's nothing else to do here. Cut through fate. I can't believe we only have one cut through fate too. I think you just mean vault. Yeah. Yeah, upgrading vault is fine. I think it's gonna be... Actually, I think it's gonna be Third Eye. Because Cut Through Fate, like, you get to scry for an extra card, but Third Eye, you get to scry for an extra 2 cards. And it seems like getting back to that Eruption is super important. Now that it's the only repeatable way to enter Wrath. Okay. Well, David Form beat Omniscience this time. But that's okay, we'll just play David Form. We don't really want to play David Form twice in this fight anyway, because of Awakened One. He's taking the buffer on turn 1, that's okay. Two Omnisciences, getting drawn in the same hand. Pretty bad sequencing here. Need to survive a couple of turns here. I think this is probably the weak pot. I want Awakened One. I guess let's see what we're drawing first. Maybe we Omniscience something, though. We could Omniscience the Parasite just to remove it from the deck. Omniscience Mental Fortress makes him quite a bit stronger, but we might want to do it anyway. Crescendo. And then I think we need to Omniscience the Third Eye. Yeah, like water would be fine. Let's see, what are we trying to do? Maybe keep Vault for next turn? Seems reasonable. Rushdown's gonna be second phase card, I think. Okay, so we're blocking the first 2. He's hitting us. Our buffer's gone, so he's hitting us for full. Might as well weaken him. So he's gonna hit us for 4 and proc the puzzle. No reason to Crescendo here. I got the numbers wrong. Very obviously. Okay, so we could try and vault both of the cultists down this turn, or try to conclude both the cultists. Excuse me. If we conclude in Wrath mode, we are gonna die, so that's probably not a good idea. We'll draw one of these 3 cards when we play anything. So we could play like Miracle and hope to get Mental Fortress. Play 2 Mental Fortresses and then Eruption. Sands of Time would hit for 50, so we could kill him. Sands of Time costs 4 and we only have 5 energy, so that's not an amazing outcome. Maybe we just play Mental Fortress and hope for Mental Fortress Vault. It gives Awakened 4 strength. He gets 2 extra when you play power. Oh, you mean 8 total? Can't believe I lost my stupid tantrum. Yeah, maybe we can just win this fight with, like, Eruption, Sands of Time, and, like, no Mental Fortresses. Or just, like, a big old Conjure Blade. There's a slight problem with that plan, which is that I don't have, like, any block in my hand. I guess I can just vault this turn, but that's gonna run out. I think I'm just gonna Mental Fortress Eruption Vault. Let's see, Mental Fortress Eruption takes me down 3 energy, or backed up to 4 energy rather. No, backed up to 5. And then I could Sands of Time. Another 1. Couldn't afford Vault. I guess I could skip the Mental Fortress and do Eruption, Sands of Time, Miracle Vault. Not guaranteed to get a Call Mentor next turn. Okay, let's try it. The old Ascender's Bane. Oh right, I got a coin and a card for killing people. Forgot about that. So we don't need a miracle, we can just vault. Omniscience could do something. Like a Wheel Kick. Wheel Kick has a 75% chance of killing Cultist. I like that. We do lose Wheel Kick, but that's okay. Alright. So now we just have to block and exit Wrath Mode, which you can do with Vigilance. Because presumably we wanted to meditate something, but it doesn't really look like there's anything exciting to meditate. He is hitting for, I believe it's 7 times 4? I don't know why it's 15. Oh, because he's weakened. Yeah, it's 7 in the other form. Because it was 7 before I entered. So 7 times 4 is 28. This blocks for 21, 27, or 26 rather. It seems fine. Then I've got 1 extra energy, so I'll go ahead and fit in a Cut Through Fate. Omniscience, you could Cut Through Fate first. I mean, I don't really know what you mean. I already played Omniscience, that was a long time ago. Okay. We want Sands of Time back so we can get that ticking down. And it seems like we need the defense. Oh. Oh, I see. You could Cut Through Fate first. Yes, I did. I see what you mean now. I did Cut Through Fate first. I apparently agree. Okay. We have Omniscience. We're basically just waiting on a big Conjure Blade at this point. And then we'll, like, use that to... We'll, like, kill him, and then draw that and kill him in the second phase, I think, is the plan. Blocking for 13 here. We could Crescendo Sands of Time, Fear No Evil. That's kind of fun. Alright. Uh-oh. We don't have any block. I guess Inner Peace draws us block. I would like to spend all my energy on Conjure Blade, but I would also like to not take 40. None of this blocks. I guess that blocks for 5. Crescendo Meditate blocks if we play the Mental Fortresses. Get up to 10 Mental Fortress and then block for 20, but then he's gaining 4 strength and attacking 4 times, so he attacks for 16. We get a net health of 4 this turn in exchange for 4 strength, which seems terrible. I think it's just defend Miracle Conjure Blade, unfortunately. Like this turn we're just getting hit really hard. Hoping we can salvage it with that. Okay. Can we end this phase with Crescendo Expunger's Stance of Time right now? Because if we do, we can play Rushdown. It says 52 plus 18 times 7. 18 times 7 is 70 plus 56, which is 126. Plus 52 is not 220, that's for sure. I guess Fear No Evil's here too for 22 damage. 156 plus 52, or wait, sorry. What was this? Darn it. It was 70 plus 56, which is 126. 126 plus 52 is 178, plus the 22 is 200 even. If we Strength Pot, is it enough? If we draw Conclude, is it enough? Or Eruption, Cut Through Foot? Probably. Strength Pot's going to add a total of 4 times 7, which is a bundle. Yep, that's enough. Okay. Why do you get Gremlin Horn for killing the first phase of Awakened One? It's so confusing. Anything else we want to do? Nothing's useful. Next turn we have a bunch of energy, a Rushdown, Eruption, Cut Through Fate, so maybe we'll draw some of those Mental Fortresses and be able to play them. Stabilize a little bit. Yeah, there's nothing else useful to do this turn. We might even kill him this turn. Alright, Eruption draws cards. Let's do that first. Got Sands of Time. Let's find that Expunger. We might need Meditate. I should have played the third eye first. Let's see. So if we Meditate to end the turn, we're blocking for 10. He's hitting for 44. Sorry, we're blocking for 19. He's hitting for 44. So we die. So that's not good enough, so we don't want it. There is a Mental Fortress, but there's no way to exit Wrath mode here. We draw Ink Bottle card. So let's third eye and make sure it's really good. Vigilance is really good. Okay, I think we survived there. Okay, cool. Okay. So Mental Fortress, and then I think it's going to be Eruption, Fear No Evil, Inner Peace. Yeah, Ink Bottle really did save the day. I sequenced it wrong. I should have gotten, if I'd played the, if I just played the cards in the right order, then Third Eye Cut Through Fate would have gotten the Vigilance anyway, but that was a clutch Ink Bottle for sure. Eruption, Fear No Evil, Inner Peace blocks for 20, exits in Calm. Seems good. Draws 2 cards as well. Or ends in calm, is what I meant to say. If we go into Eruption, he hits us for 44. We get another 10 block, so we go up to 35, 43. So he's only hitting us for 1 health, and we get to Eruption Expunger him, which may even be lethal. Looks like it certainly is. Okay, well, we got there. Time Lord. Okay. Time Lord's gonna be hard. We did get Omniscience into Daviform Mental Fortress, though, so that's nice. Look at that classic 10 healing per fight. Oh, we did this in... Well, wait. Maybe it's on your end. I don't think I'm losing any packets. I've lost 299 packets this stream. The stream's been going on for 3 hours, so there's some room for it to have not been right now. I don't think we're miracling out anything. 5 cards is probably enough. It's always nice when he chooses not to attack on turn 1. I appreciate that. Time meter. Okay. So we can, like, Mental Fortress Crescendo Fear No Evil to switch stances twice and block for 32. He's hitting for 36, so that's approximately correct. Might as well draw some cards with Rushdown first. If we are doing this, I guess we're hoping to block all the way out. Actually, can we guarantee blocking all the way out? So Mental Fortress means 16, block for 32, this blocks for 3, so that's 35. He's hitting for 36, so that's not useful. Also, he's going to gain 2 strength if we reset him, which we're probably going to do. Ink Bottle's about to proc. We could get, like, Eruption Meditate that would block way out. Let's play Mental Fortress and see what we draw. Cut through Fate. Alright, we've got 4 cards left. Looks like we're just losing the buffer. And we can fit in a Cut Through Fate. I don't need either of these right now. Okay. Buffer gets some good value there. Looks for 13. And we've played all the Mental Fortresses, so if we had a Tantrum, we'd be able to block every turn. We don't have a Tantrum, so we're gonna have to find something else that helps us actually win. We have managed to claw back like 14 health over the course of this fight, which is always nice. Crescendo Meditate blocks for 32. In fact, it's approximately correct, so I think it also gets us back the Contra Blade. So we could look at playing Contra Blade for 9 next turn if he's not attacking. We are burning a Crescendo, which is a resource. I guess while we're in Wrath, we could kick him. Draw those 2 cards, play the Foresight. Spends our energy this turn a little bit more efficiently. Conjure Blade and what's the... We could... no, we can't do Conjure Blade Vault, that doesn't work. I guess we'll do Eruption in case we need to change stances. He is attacking. Like a jerk. Alright, we've got some stance changing. We could actually be really tricky. We could Conjure Blade and then Miracle Eruption. And then, like, Third Eye Meditate or something. I think Conjure Blade for 9 is a significant path to victory, so I think we probably want to do that. I'm glad we didn't draw the Expunger there. Meditating back the Eruption is something we want to do. It seems like we're probably splitting him next turn with like Eruption, Sands of Time, Conjure Blade. So I think I'd like to leave one extra card, because that's 3 cards, and I need to play at least one more card this turn. So I think I'm going to just play Meditate, and then maybe play like Fear No Evil next turn as well. For block. Vault if for some reason the plan doesn't work. He is blocking. Seems like a green light to just beat him up. Okay, we can actually keep the Sands of Time in hand, I think. He splits at 240, so there's not really much value in doing more damage than that, and Fear No Evil already does that. Unless we're trying to kill him without splitting him, which is definitely possible if we can meditate back the Expunger. So we could play 2 cards this turn without splitting him. We could play like Third Eye Slime. And have Third Eye look for the Meditate. And then next turn we could Meditate and block. That's true, we do have Vault. Vault is in our hand now, and it seems like Vault is probably not that useful in this fight. That's true, Wheel Kick could get Meditate as well. Yeah, Wheel Kick into Meditate is insane, right? Okay, let's try that. We have 3, 6, 9 cards in hand, so Wheel Kick is safe. Didn't get it. So we have committed to splitting him now. I'll stay in Wrath mode. Let's see, what are we doing? And I think Third Eye, I'm not sure what... I guess we could get Vault out of hand. We could do the same thing with Slimes. How does Vault work with this? Is it like, does he proc and then we take our turn? Because after Vault is over... What? I've never played Vault on 11 on the clock. I guess I'm going to do this just for science. There's not much we can do to actually help our chances of winning during this card. So I think science is pretty reasonable here. I think that it just becomes his turn and Vault doesn't do anything, but like... It seems possible that his clock gets reset, he gets 2 strength, and then I get my turn. So let's see if that's what happens. This is what happens at the beginning of my turn. I don't want to get rid of too many cards, because I want to be able to meditate for cards that are in the discard. Does that actually work? Holy shit. Whoa. So, okay. That's amazing. I always thought Vault was terrible in this fight. Vault is amazing in this fight. You just have to Vault on 11. What the fuck? Well, that's just fucking bonkers. I cannot believe that's what happens. Wow. Gee. Okay, so we're ending the turn with Meditate, and we're getting back Eruption Expunger. Is there anything else we want to do? We can't play Conclude because of reasons. We could play Third Eye to get rid of the Defend. I think we don't care about that, and it's a waste of clock. I guess we could play Sands of Time, but I'd rather play that in Wrath mode. Oh wait, I'm in Wrath mode now. I'll play it so that I can potentially draw it again. But I'm not going to meditate it back. Oh wait, I am going to meditate it back. I'm still in Wrath mode. I don't need Eruption. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so now he's going to attempt to heal. And we're going to attempt to kill him first. We are weak. Oh, we're in Calm. Crap, I was supposed to do Eruption. Ah. Okay, maybe Third Eye Cut Through Fate gets us Eruption. Otherwise, we're going to wait for him to heal. Yep, it did. Okay, 13 times 9 is gotta be lethal, right? Yep. Wow, I can't believe that's how those cards interact. I learned something today. Or that's how that situation interacts with that card. That's wild. I don't think I've ever done science and been that surprised by the outcome in this game. I was like, I guess this could happen, and it was like, yes, that is how that works. Pretty exciting. Upgrade the other Mental Fortress seems good. Conjure Blade too, just get an extra proc. I think Mental Fortress is the name of the game. We'll get a Waffle. There is no Wrath Enter, unfortunately. Dark Shackles is good against the heart, at least in the first cycle. We don't have any debuffs. Yeah, Vajra is actually pretty reasonable. I think we're going to take Empty Mind. It's a stance exit, which is what we're really missing. Like, we've been looking for a Wrath Enter until we found the Tantrum, and then we lost the Tantrum. But what we really need is to exit Calm, right? Not to enter Wrath particularly. Although entering Wrath particularly is useful because of Rushdown. But exiting Calm procs it, so that's definitely in the deck. 100 gold left. We could either remove a card or Vajra. What would we remove? Probably the Parasite. Card removing Parasite's pretty good. We can also remove the Parasite and get Dark Shackles. I think Vajra is strong. I don't think it's unpassable. If it was a normality in the deck, I would definitely remove that and take the Dark Shackles, but Vajra is good, for sure. Also, removing the whatchamacallit, Parasite's not amazing, right? Because it removes 3 max HP. We could buy potions. These potions are kind of crummy, but actually weak is pretty effective against the heart. Maybe, actually, wait, can we buy Vajra and Weak Pot? No, not quite. Off by 6. Vajra and Weak Pot would be insane, because then we get the scaling and we get to weaken the heart. It's true. We do have quite a bit of scrying. When we draw with Rushdown though, or Ink Bottle, we tend to not know what those cards are before we get them. Honestly, I think Just Lucky is pickable here. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna Dark Shackles trick our way through the heart fight. I think we need to just win it. Alright, we've got the check mark of victory. Now let's bring it home. Act 4. We got Omniscience on turn 1. That's excellent. We have We have the whole gang here, red mask and bag of marbles, conveniently located right next to each other. The upgraded mental fortress is in our hand, so that's unfortunate. We can't go and go and play it. Oh, right, that's true. We did upgrade the other one. Cool. Yes. Okay. Currently, we are taking 12. We could play a mental fortress. Get an extra proc of that. It's only really useful if we draw a Wrath and a Calm Enter next turn. Or Wrath Enter and an exit, or I guess just an exit, or a Calm Enter and exit. I guess there's a lot of ways for that to be useful. Now that we have a just exit card. Why is it here? Why isn't it here? I don't have Frozen Eye, do I? Have I been ignoring Frozen Eye the entire run? No. Why is it showing these not in, like, added to the deck order? I always assume it just showed them in added to deck order, but Empty Mind's over here. And the crescendos are together? Oh, is it in rarity order? Is that how this works? How have I never noticed that? Yeah, it's in rarity order. Weird. Huh. Weird. You would think they would put the upgraded uncommon cards at the end, but it doesn't. Wheel picks at the end. I guess it's alphabetical inside the rarity. D-E... No, D-E-C doesn't quite work. I think a Miracle Mental Fortress is worth it. Although it's a little bit difficult to justify. This looks like a potential vault turn. I guess we have Empty Mind, so we can see what we're looking at first. If we Empty Mind, we are kind of committed to playing this turn, because we're wasting our Calm. I guess Cut Through Fate and Empty Mind are pretty likely to find another Calm Enter. And if we exit and enter, we've blocked for 36, and then we only need like 2 defends to block out, so I guess we'll save the vault. Those aren't a Calm Enter, although Third Eye does block for quite a bit. A Wrath Enter. I don't think there's any way for us to put that in our hand, because we don't have enough energy. Those are out. What do we want Empty Mind to draw? I think none of these are good enough. Okay, so now it's decision time. Do we vault or Empty Mind? Empty Mind draws 2 random cards out of this, because I got rid of everything. Meditate's really the only good one. Meditate Wheel Kick would be the best. Or Meditate Sands of Time, rather. Yeah, I think we just vault. It didn't sort by either order or name. Which were the 2 things I checked for. Okay, so Wheel Kick draws us Crescendo, and then we can Crescendo Meditate to generate 36 block, which seems like mostly enough. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. All right. So I got a little bit of a dilemma here because I want to draw cards with Rushdown Crescendo, but then I don't want to draw cards because I want to end the turn with Meditate, and Meditate wants to get probably like Eruption Conjure Blade or something. So I guess I'll play Crescendo and then Rushdown. Oh crap. Okay, well now we've shuffled, so if we want to get anything useful with Meditate, we need to play the card. I guess I'll take a Defend back too. Yeah, I know. I know what you were talking about, Saradimal. It's just, it doesn't sort by name internally, because I looked for that, but, I don't think it sorts by order either, because we got Fear No Evil before Empty Mind. Okay, so we should turn around. Probably. We can turn around with Eruption, that also blocks. But we don't have to turn around with Eruption, we just want to turn around with kind of the last attack. So since we have 9 energy, we should probably Eruption forward, and then do a bunch of other stuff forward, and then eventually turn around. Probably with Cut Through Fate is our last card. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to end up playing Foresight. We have Rushdown, we have 3, 6, and 9 cards in hand, so that's safe. Right, we drew Vigilance, so that's even more stance changing, probably happening at the end of the turn. Wheel Kick is no longer safe, we have 10 cards in hand. 3, 6, 9, 10. So we need to play a card before that's reasonable. I guess that card is Sands of Time. Might as well. Looks like we might be killing Spire Spear here. Cut Through Fate, Fear No Evil is not quite enough, but it's not far off. We could draw Conclude. So we could try to get the free turnaround from Conclude. If we do Cut Through Fate and Fear No Evil in Wrath mode, they do 36 damage, and then if we do Conclude in Calm, it does 12, so we do 48 total. Not quite enough. We could kill him if it's in Wrath, but then Spire Shield's going to hit us pretty hard, even if we do turn around. So I think we probably don't want to do that. We could try to get Empty Mind to shuffle. That's not impossible. We block for 36. How much is Spire Shield hitting us for? I always forget. Spire Shield. The big attack hits for 38 on Ascension 20. So if we... Oh, I see. You're suggesting we turn around and stay in Wrath. So we'd, like, Vigilance Crescendo right now or something. Well, wait. If we're using Fear No Evil on Spire Shield, we are exiting. So I guess we would Cut Through Fate, Fear No Evil, then Crescendo the Conclude. So Cut Through Fate. So this does 36. 36 plus 24 is 59, which is enough. It seems pretty reasonable. Yeah, I guess I got the math wrong. Okay, so Third Eye guarantees it, right? So the last card is Conclude. Fear No Evil and Crescendo. And I guess fit in some other stuff. I think Foresight and Third Eye are probably the picks here. Just to set up for next turn. Yeah, we could finish him off with Fear No Evil, but let's see. Is there any reason not to do that? I like being in Wrath better, I think. Because I think, let's see, Spire Shield is random next turn, but there's a 50% chance he's not even attacking. He's going to gain 99 block, though, so it's pretty unlikely we're actually going to touch him next turn. I guess what we really want is to play Conjure Blade next turn. So let's Third Eye and set that up. Alright, these aren't Conjure Blade. That's Conjure Blade. Is he attacking? He's not. I guess I did my math wrong because I took damage there. It's a little upsetting. I don't know if I actually even did the damage for how much he was doing while I was in Wrath mode. Okay. Can I just take that Conjure Blade to the Heart Fight, please? I'll take an emergency exit just in case. I guess I'll play Sands Time because I have 13 energy. Gotta get those letter opener procs, very important. We want to enter and exit Wrath. That's the main thing. I guess I'll be exit, enter, calm is fine. Don't really need to meditate now. Is Expunger enough by itself? Yeah, that's 88. It seems fine. We should probably charge Ink Bottle if we can, and it looks like we can. We probably want Ink Bottle on 9 for the Heart Fight. I guess we could try to charge Nunchaku too. That one seems a little bit more challenging. Alright, I think that's all the attacks we're gonna get. Maybe not. Okay, next attack would end, it looks like. More cards. For Ink Bottle. Okay. It's a decent setup. Toy Ornithopter, totally useless. Strike Dummy, also totally useless. Wow. 2 complete whiffs. That's unlikely. Weave? No. A 3rd Crescendo feels terrible. I've gotten, like, White Beast statue from the Act 4 elites before, and I'm like, mwop mwop, but, like, I've never gotten 2 completely useless ones. That's pretty impressive. There are no strikes in the deck, right? There's no, like, sneaky cards named Strike or anything. Yep. We got a Kick. There's no way we can even generate a Strike, so yeah, that's totally useless. We can't generate a potion either. Oof. A Crescendo seems kind of good, actually. Do we take a Crescendo? Do we need another Crescendo? God, I hate Crescendo. Why do you do this to me? Spire. So stupid. I want my Tantrum Bag is what I want. I'll take this stupid Crescendo. Alright. We got Omniscience on turn 1. That's half the battle. We are losing our buffer to beat damage. But I am not skipping turn 1 double Devaform. Not on your life. Okay. Are we miracling out the other mental fortress? Seems wise. Yeah, beat and earn, just like battling over my health total. He gets 2 health. No, he loses 2 health. Get 2. No, lose 2. Get it. Lose it. Get it. Lose it. Get out of my head, heart. Leave my health total alone. We can block for 36 with Crescendo Empty Mind. We can also hit him with Sands Time. In the middle there. Sure. Sitting for 45, so we're taking some damage. But it doesn't seem like we can prevent that. Let's switch back to the primary relic view. There's more useful information on this page than this one. Because this one's got like a Nunchaku and ink bottle. Just plain blind without those. Uh-oh. This seems problematic. Being frail, not being able to change stances, and not being able to draw cards seems pretty bad. We can't draw with ink bottle. There's no other relic effects that cause us to draw cards. Oh wait, we don't have Rushdown developed, so that doesn't draw cards with Crescendo. Yeah, it seems like we're just dying. Yep, okay, well. We did science, we learned, but really we died to that falling event. That was actually a really good run. It was really fun. We had like a really interesting... Sorry, I'm eulogizing, but I should be finishing. We had a really fun Awakened One fight, because we like didn't play any of the mental fortresses in phase 1, and we like managed to stay alive. Although we survived at like 16, and but then like in the second phase we like beat him up with a huge Conjure Blade, and then the second Act 3 boss was Time Lord, and we ended up like healing on him. But the real like gem of the run was if you play Vault while the Time Lord is on 11, he gets 2 strength, but he does not take his turn. You get the turn. So like you play the Vault, he takes the turn, and then the Vault resolves and it becomes your turn again. So definitely that was sort of how we cheesed him out. We didn't let him heal because we ended up taking 3 turns in a row, effectively. So that was really good. Not quite enough to beat the heart, but we really lost to that, the like floor 48 falling event that was like, do you want to lose Omniscience, Devaform, or Tantrum? And I was like, that's just choosing which gun shoots me. I still think maybe I should have lost the Omniscience. Chat managed to talk me into losing the Tantrum, but we never really recovered after losing the Tantrum. We ended up taking a third Crescendo just out of desperation. But yeah, it doesn't seem like the game really wanted us to win this one. It would have felt really silly to lose an Omniscience to a falling event after we like Dolly's mirrored one. We also just like didn't find very many cut through fates. So like the original plan is like Devaform cut through fate. But what we ended up doing was like Devaform Conjure Blade, which is okay, but it's not as good as Devaform Cut Through Fate. I don't know why we didn't find any Cut Through Fates. Like usually you find just tons of them everywhere, but this time we only found 1. We also got parasited in the Act 3 Writhing Mass fight. He was like threatening to kill us too. We like almost died to that fight. Pretty fun one.